Okay, we are live from the Diamond Select booth here at New York Comic Con 2017. And here we have the Batman Beyond, starting from right to left, the Batman Beyond PVC diorama. This is a 9-inch scale. To the left of that here we have the, what are we calling this? I know it's obviously Batman Beyond, it's a resin bust. The one in the middle, this is new, newly announced just this morning or last night. What are we calling this one?
I don't know if we've come up with a final name, but I think we're just calling it version 2. When we did a second Batman, I called it Batman Redux, like done again, and a lot of people didn't know what that meant, so they just called it the Batman logo bust. But I haven't really figured out what the final name of this. Once I put it in text on the packaging, then it'll be final. So I might just call it version 2. If I can get away with Redux again, maybe I'll do that. But
no, that's fine.
We'll see how that goes.
I was saying before that this figure, or I should say this statue, specifically in the gesturing, as opposed to the San Diego Comic-Con ones that we saw in July, we talked about this before when I came by, that this one seems a little more in action. He's got his wings up, he's ready to go, he's got the Batarang, which the Beyond Batarang over here looks absolutely gorgeous, especially to have an accessory on a big resin statue like this. You don't always get that. So, talk about how he's kind of, so the San Diego one, he's got his arms folded, even both of them, even the unmasked and masked. So talk about how maybe, I remember you said you kind of like how he's more in action in this one.
Definitely, not to talk down the con exclusive.
No,
one,
not
but
at all.
They're two very, very different pieces, obviously. And I actually like San Diego one more now that I know that there's two different versions, and one is more at rest and one is more active. You know, the wings extended and the wings collapsed. So this is definitely much more dynamic. Both sculpted by Varner Studios. Steve Varner
geniuses over there.
Yeah, no, they do great work. This, I love the PVC diorama as well. That bust and pose is just amazing, and just, even now, like looking at it, he just, maybe it's the paint, but the logo just pops.
So Warner did the one we're looking at now, the PVC?
Yeah, I think he did all of these.
Oh wow, okay.
Varner Studios, for the most part, has done, I think, most if not all of our DC animated stuff. I think there have been a couple that were done by other people, but I'm pretty sure he's done most of them by, with just a few exceptions. But no, I love how this one pops. Like even just now on a black tabletop, the smoke and the jets are practically glowing, just from the nature of being translucent.
Yeah, they're translucent. So talk about this base. So the big. Sorry, I wasn't even talking to the mic. So talk about this base. I mean, the big bonus with these PVC dioramas are these awesome bases. So talk about that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is a fine plastic version. I'm not 100% sure about that. I think this is the PVC version. This is not a prototype. I'm pretty sure this is the plastic version.
Okay.
Not the resin. So it's just cast in a clear PVC, and I think this is not painted. This is a yellow PVC.
Okay.
We've done that. We don't do it a ton with the PVCs, but for a lot of the bases we do have some sort of translucent element. Our Gwenpool is on like a big translucent G. We did a Doctor Strange for the show that's entirely translucent.
Yes, so
I think our Iron Man's boot jets might be slightly translucent. It might be, his rocket thrusters are translucent as well.
Yeah, like the dynamism you said, it's really good to make it dynamic. I mean, especially with Beyond, Bruce Wayne Batman can't fly without gliding. He can't just shoot his boot jets, and that's a big distinction from Beyond.
Yeah, no, I just love the pose and I love the colors, and I really do think it pops, and it's not a pose you see very often. We do a lot of pose of like somebody with one foot up on a outcropping or something like a rock or whatever, and we do a lot of people with their feet together flying, but to do this sort of two-footed boot jet maneuvering, it's not a pose you see very often, and I'm a big fan of it. Yeah. I love the PVC. I love this new version of the bust. Hopefully the fans who have the San Diego one don't regret the purchase at all. Hopefully they're happy to be able to have two different versions showing him in two different poses, two very different poses. If they were very similar and one was just slightly better, then I could see them being maybe feeling a little cheated. But now you got one where he's relaxing and one where he's more active, and I think having those two different looks is I think it's definitely a positive.
Yeah, because he is an action character at the end of the day. He's also a little more of a brawler than Bruce Wayne. He's more ready to kind of jump into action. Not that Bruce Wayne's not, but he's in control all the time, 100% in control. He's a ninja basically, or he is a ninja. Whereas Terry McGinnis is a teenage brawler who can do it, but he just has a very different way of going about it. So the arms folded is a perfect teenager, especially with the smirk. But then to see him in action, I also, another thing about the distinction with Terry McGinnis in the pose that you said that's unique. The other thing about the pose is, Batman's not as he probably is as acrobatic, but I think that they normally have, even from the standard, like the cover of Batman Beyond where he's perched, he's skinnier, he's just a more acrobatic, smaller guy. So I think that you guys are bringing that out too with these.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, no, he definitely is sort of more of a more like Nightwing in that respect. And we do have that Nightwing PVC coming up where he's crouching on top of that smokestack. And our Robin is a little bit more, I don't want to say, I don't know how to describe it. He's sort of he's more in a standing pose than an action pose like Nightwing.
Yeah, but he's got that swinging. He's got the swinging bolos,
and that one is designed to go alongside our Batman PVC. So if you notice, the base for the Robin and the base for Batman are actually both the same. And if you put, I believe you should be able to put them together and create a larger diorama. I haven't had a chance to do it yet. If he was here, I'd put him in front of the Hardak and see how those lined up. But I'm pretty sure that when you put those two together or line up the bases the way they're supposed to be, that you'll have a nice little setup.
Oh my God! So do you think you'll start doing that stuff a little more like you do with, if you guys have seen the people watching the 7-inch Ghostbusters line that you have, are you going to start doing that where the dioramas connect?
I don't know. I mean, this is the first one. We'll see how it goes. I may be even wrong about how well they fit together, but I certainly have not seen a lot of indication that we're going to make more PVCs that work with each other, like that are combining pieces as opposed to standalones.
Okay.
Even the 5 Guardians we did, the bases don't necessarily fit together in any specific ways. We do that with our resins sometimes. Like we have a Captain America.
I didn't know that.
We have 2 big pieces in our milestone line for Civil War, Cap and Iron Man, and their bases kind of go together, so you can either have them fighting or like teaming up and going in opposite directions. And then we've got we're going to do a whole line with like Cable and Deadpool and Domino, and their bases are all going to fit together. And those are $150 statues. The $45 ones, I think we like having them be like standalone pieces that you can get. We know the casual buyer isn't maybe necessarily going to buy 3 or 4 or 5 of them. Maybe they just want to get the one of their characters. So, not that would take away from it, but it's not something that we've explored to an extent. My boss likes to say never. Maybe it's something that might work out if we decide to visit a group of characters who are specifically known for being together.
Right.
But, that's always tricky because, you want to make sure they all sell equal numbers, and, one character may not be as popular. And
you can't just put it out just to make a play set.
Yeah, maybe we could solicit all 3 at the same time like we do with Guardians of the Galaxy and put them all out at the same time and, really push that they are meant to go together and see how that goes. But, maybe it's something for the future.
Nice.